This week, while the mainstream media obsessed over the definition of concentration camps, here are the things that happened that really matter. The State Department announced in a letter to Chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Senator Chuck Grassley, that they've identified 23 security violations in regards to Hillary Clinton's private email server, committed by 15 separate individuals. The State Department said their probe will be complete by September 1st of 2019. But did the mainstream media report this to you? Did the mainstream media report on how dangerous this mishandling of classified information can be to our intelligence assets in other countries? Or how mishandling classified information, like Hillary Clinton and her staff did, can lead to harm or even death to our foreign intelligence assets? Nope. The mainstream media barely mentioned this report. In the UK, patients, children actually, with cystic fibrosis are being denied life-saving medication called Orkambi because the UK government doesn't want to pay for it. They're denying this medication to patients on cost grounds alone, since the US and European drug studies both show that the drug is effective. Now, the CBO here in the US identified these problems with the UK's government-run socialized healthcare system due to the budget constraints of Britain's NHS, which result in rationing, reduced provider payments, financial debts for providers, and increased wait times. And yet, did the mainstream media report on how the Democratic 2020 presidential candidates want to bring this kind of healthcare system with all of these problems here to the United States? Nope, the mainstream media didn't say a word. Harvard rescinded admission to Parkland school shooting survivor Kyle Kashuv because of racist comments Kashuv made privately with his friends when he was 16 years old, which were leaked to the public by his political opposition. Even though Harvard had former faculty members who were slave owners, they currently enroll ex-convicts who have committed actual crimes. And even though Harvard is currently being sued themselves for racial discrimination against Asian students, they refuse to forgive a kid for a horrible thing he said privately when he was 16. But did the mainstream media report on the facts of this? Did they report on the hypocrisy of Harvard? Nope. The mainstream media didn't care to cover this story at all. A congressional watchdog group found $15.3 billion worth of congressional waste due to earmarks. This group, called Citizens Against Government Waste, revealed more than 280 earmarks in fiscal year 2019, which is a 22% increase from 2018. These wasteful earmarks include $13 million spent on wild horse and burrow management, $12 million to aquatic plant control, $9 million to fruit fly quarantine programs, and $800,000 to brown snake eradication programs in Guam, among other things. Since 1991, Citizens Against Government Waste has found over 100,000 earmarks from Congress, totaling more than $360 billion. That's your money. But did the mainstream media report on this? No, they did not. The mainstream media doesn't care about wasteful spending unless, of course, there's some way they can blame Trump for it. The mainstream media doesn't care to report any of that to you. So we will.